Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danny Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello. Hi, Kaz. You were very quick into the room. Beck, I don't know if you're watching. I just got a message from you and I can't see it anywhere now that we're live, so I'm sorry. I will check it when we're finished. I know we're back again tonight. Last night's show went for ages and we had a lot of fun. And Jamie said at the end, he said, I keep forgetting that we're live, and it was so good to have everyone interacting. So thank you for all the questions and all the comments. It was a lot of fun. Tonight we've got Ashleigh Dallas joining us. She's quietly waiting down there in the green room, so we might welcome her into the room. Hello.
Hello, I can talk now.
You can talk now. You're safe. Oh, dear. I saw a post on Facebook, and I hope it was today because I'm not the best with it, but you were doing some field recording today. Was that today that you were in the studio?
Yeah, we've been back in the studio this week, which has been really nice, and making some new songs that I've been working on a record which is coming out this year, which we've been releasing singles from. But I just keep writing music, which is not a bad thing, but I keep wanting to add things to the new record, and my dad's like,
another one, do a double CD.
Well, pretty much that's how it's going to roll, is that we've pretty much got the record coming later in the year, and then I've already got a very clear idea of what the next album will be, because I just keep writing these songs. And as much as I love them being in my little heart and home here, I want others to hear them too.
Exactly. Yes, exactly right. You want to do what you've intended them to be. I think I asked you that last time, because you sometimes do. You write songs quite quickly, and when they come to you, has that just been happening all through COVID, or is it just lately?
I went through this, with COVID, this stage where I just didn't write anything, I think at the start of the 2020 pandemic. And then I went gangbusters, just was right, which started the record. And then I was just into recording the process, and I'm very much I like to be creative, and I keep that separate to thinking about what singles and the business side of things.
Yeah.
And then I accepted the invite into Sam Hawksley's Song Club, and I was in that for I think 20 weeks last year, and we'd already had a record finish. So there's 20 songs there that some of them were very much oh my goodness, the deadline is fast approaching and we have to write a song. Whereas others were really felt organically like an Ashleigh Dallas song.
Yeah.
So we've had that there now. And then I sort of wanted to get out of it at Christmas, because I went, Christmas festival, let's slow down and not have the pressure of writing a prompt each week. And then I accepted the invite only 2 weeks ago to stay in the club.
Just that weakness that you had, that moment of weakness. You need to stay off the clicking, stay away from the
I had FOMO. I was I know how good it is to be in it now, and I also know how hard it is though, but I don't want to miss out. I'm very worried though.
You're right in between now of writing, recording, having a baby, all the works, the lot. So and
busy.
Yeah. It's been crazy. So originally Tamworth was postponed. So started off that you were going to be really busy. Then you thought, Tamworth has been moved, it won't be so bad, and then it's just continued for you.
Yeah, and it's going to just fly by. I think it's in a weird thing. I feel like music and the arts is kind of in this weird zone still. Yeah. If we're being honest, that you kind of. You've got gigs in and you're hopeful that they'll get across the line. But as we're seeing, until you're actually at the event,
exactly.
You've got to hold out a lot of hope.
It's that pre-show anxiety. And I can understand it, not just from an artist point of view, but even from people buying the tickets. They're wanting to buy them, but then they're, well, if I've got to fly to that, or if I've got to travel to that, do I book accommodate? What do I do? I can see why people are hesitant as well. Like, you can understand both sides. And
100%. You can understand the flip of the coin. And I really feel for our fans as well, because, you know, I feel like our country music industry is so great with our fan base, because they're so passionate. You know, they come out to all the shows. You could play there a couple of times a year, or you know, it might only be that you get there once a year, but they come out, they're so grateful. And everyone's in a pressure cooker. Like, every industry has its own issues and hurdles. And then that brings in issues on, you know, people's dollars and pockets. And here we are saying, like, hey, still buy tickets, still buy our music.
Something that we don't actually know if it's going to happen. We're not sure, but please get a ticket. Yeah.
Don't forget about us.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, I do feel like we've kind of endured, I think, the hard part.
Yeah.
And now we're still navigating it. But, you know, the next few months for me, like, I'm really excited this weekend. I'm in Sydney with a great event. I'm playing with Luke O'Shea, the one and only. Thank goodness there is only one. And taking in
two in the world would be awkward.
We'll talk about him later. And also, you know, I'm heading down to South Australia to do a Murray River cruise. So there's some really exciting things in the prospects at the minute, and it's really nice to feel like my job's coming back.
Yes, and get out of the house. It's just nice.
Yeah, look, I will admit though, it will be hard, because I was so used to, you know, going and coming back, and Harriet was used to that as well, or she was used to being on the road with me. Yes. So I think this first trip will be a little bit interesting.
Do you reckon she remembers what you used to do? Because she's only small, and it's been 2 years.
She's lived most of her life in lockdown.
Yes.
Her first year was amazing. Her passport looked fabulous. But you know, I think well, she's very used to me being at home with her, because my hubby works away a lot with his job as well. So we, you know, when we had Harriet in 2019, and I still did a lot of music stuff that year, we really balanced that nicely. Yes. Chris would be away and he'd come home, and we'd gig on the weekend, and then go again. Life is normal. Yeah. So I think it will be interesting for our household, I will admit. But again, I will also be away, very busy minded, and happy to be sharing my songs with people and working. But you do miss home as well. Everyone knows that. But yeah, I share it with my fans as well. If I was to say, today's not really a good day.
I really want to be home right now. We wanted to get out on the road. Now I really want to be home.
Well, and I think it's found, you know, people have found you've got this safe comfort at home now, you know, as well.
Yeah,
like,
very much.
You do, and you kind of like, oh, we're back out.
We go out. What do we do when we leave the driveway? I go to the supermarket now and think, geez, that was a busy day.
Yeah, exactly right. And then you like it's funny what the last 2 years have made our minds conditioned like a little bit. But it's saying that, as you can tell, I am a very sociable person, and I love being around people, and that part of me, and that has missed a lot of what, you know, I've been fortunate. I've still been able to release music, which you know, it's been great, and it's kept us connected and kept us rolling. But the face-to-face with gigs is, you know, where the heart of playing music's at.
Yeah, the feel, the atmosphere, seeing people, and it's like, well, I'm not in your shoes, but I know when I watch this and people come on here and comment, it doesn't feel right that you go for. It's been nearly 2 years since I've seen a lot of people. I'm thinking it doesn't feel right, because I think, oh, I'll see them in 3 or 4 weeks. So when I go to this gig, they'll go to that. Like, I used to get around and see people, and now you just see the names come up and you think, I wonder what they look like now.
I wonder what they're like. And I think that was a big thing for me with, you know, obviously it's great that Tamworth's been able to move to April, but having it, you know, so close to being able to go and then being taken away, I think that's where it hit our industry so much, is that because we were so excited, one, to reconnect with, you know, the familiar faces that come to our shows and meet new people, but two, also for our whole industry of being
Yeah.
in the one place where we kickstart off the year. And I think that was a lot of the heart pull as well,
Yes,
that you're like,
yeah.
we're so close to seeing everyone again.
And it was so close. It was, days. It felt like, because, all the way to leading up to Christmas, you think, it could get cancelled. It could get cancelled after Christmas and New Year's. And you're like, it could be on.
It's on.
It's go ahead, like, it's happening. And
I
then
even bought
you
my
let your guard
socks.
down. And then it's just like, surprise. It can't happen.
Yeah, look, I'd even had all my outfits on the hangers ready to go.
And no, you can't wear those. They'll have to do for the 2023. Get back into them.
But my looks will be out. Well, not that I've ever been in fashion, but my looks will
It'll be changed. Keep it for Harriet, because when they all come around again.
Yeah, well, that's true. Those clips are back too now, like the clips that my mum used to wear when I was little in the hair, and now it's at all the shops for like $30.
You're like, I've got one that's been sitting at home for 30 years. But
yeah, mine's vintage. No, I shouldn't say that about my mum. It's not vintage from my mum, but it's sorry, Mum.
Whoops. And that was live.
I can't. Yeah, there's no second thing down.
Oh dear. Now, sorry, Mum, but we'll make up for it next time.
That's just to get back at her, because we can walk the street and people think we're sisters. So
you have to just bring her back in line so she knows where she sits. Yeah.
I'm vintage.
Oh dear. Kaz said that she hopes you have your dance moves ready for Lukey when you go.
Oh yeah, we've been talking this week actually, and I don't know if we've got the dance moves ready, Kaz. So I'm not even sure what our set list is going to be like yet. So we won't confuse everyone with choreo.
It's only 5 days away, but we might play a song.
We're pretty good. It's always so good to play. Obviously, Luke and I are up as well for the GG this year for video clip, which I will definitely be the long way round by April. But I'm still happy to boogie. It's been really great. That clip has just brought so much energy and light to people, I think. And it's amazing how many views it's continued to have just from these simple, very simple steps.
It's funny because you say that, because you watch film clips and you can see people have sunk so much money into, and then you watch a clip that's so simple, something that people can pick up and makes you happy, and you think that actually works really better than the one that they've just spent 20 grand on. It's just crazy. It's Australian, I think. That's the
Look, I'm just forever thankful that Luke asked me to be involved in that song, to be honest, because it feels really full circle, because that song we started working on when I was pregnant with Harriet.
Yes.
And I actually recorded the vocal track here in Tamworth with Luke at Enric Studios, and it was in the November and Harriet was due in the January, so I was quite pregnant. And now it feels even more like, I must admit, when we got the chance to play at the announcements here in Tamworth for the coming awards, we were nervous. Everyone's like, oh, it's a sign. And we're like, no, you don't take these things as signs. You don't know your fate.
So
you don't know. No. And I had not long found out that I was expecting our second, but it was obviously not public knowledge or anything. But I felt like I had to share that with Luke, because it felt like this full circle thing that, here we were with a song that we released, it connected with people, but we'd had it waiting for a long time. Obviously now Harriet's free, and here I am with the second, and I was like, it really feels like this song is like
so now we know every time we hear this song somewhere, I was actually having a baby.
No, don't start that room. Just another one.
There's another one on the way.
Yeah. Oh dear. Watch the headlines. Not that they've ever. So it's just really exciting. So to play a gig with Luke this weekend it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good heart filler as well, and we're just bound to have fun.
Lots of fun, lots of laughs, and a few songs maybe.
Well, people have paid to come see the songs, but and everyone says about that clip, like, oh, you guys obviously planned out a lot of that, and we're like, well, We had the steps. Yes, that was rehearsed. The steps. That was it. Like we didn't choose. We didn't sit out and go what locations. We literally got up at 5 a.m. We're on set by. We were up at 4, on set by 5:30 to shoot at 6.
Yeah.
And we literally just said we would stop in places that we felt something. And the moments where, the moment where he nearly knocks me into the creek, that actually nearly happened.
It was real.
Which is just our friendship. So I'm really proud of that track.
Yeah. And you can definitely see the two of you coming through that. It's just, it's natural.
It's a wild friendship, that one.
You never know what to expect. And now we're looking at, and I love, can you keep doing covers like this for your singles? Because it just sits perfectly above us, the dancing.
It does.
Perfect. If you could do that for everyone, I'd be really appreciative. Next time you're designing one, Danny needs this.
I'll send it to you just to check out on the layout, because you're right, it does work there very nicely.
This was pre-prepared. We did this. This is oh dear. So talking about dancing and dancing in the kitchen, as soon as I heard the title, before I'd heard the song, I'm like, oh, this sounds like one that you've had fun writing in COVID. You're in the kitchen and you're standing at. Is that what you did?
Look, I must admit, when I sat down with Beck Gracie, the country journo, to write, our press release for the radio stations, etc., and to go out, and she's like, what's the inspiration behind the song? And I was like, well, it's exactly what you've just said. It's not that hard to figure out. It's inspired by our lockdowns. And I have been, and I've talked about it before, I love line dancing as an outlet. And I used to do it as a young kid. I danced in comps and gave it away to focus on more my music, and have found it again in later, as my kind of zen. So also with COVID stopping my gigs, it also impacted, dance classes and not happening as much, etc. And a lot of the instructors went online, which was fantastic, because I would push back my kitchen dining table, set up the camera to watch the stream, and I'd be joining in, in the socials online. And then that naturally progressed into every Friday night to switch off from, I guess, the stress of living in a pandemic, and not being consumed by the news for one night. We would make Friday night no social media, and no news, etc. Like, it was our night, and we'd cook with music on, and we'd be out the back with the barbecue with music on, and we'd sit with music on. And Harriet, he's here dancing around, and I'm dancing with her. And next thing, our family's just having these beautiful moments together where we're just present as well, and we're not worrying about what's going to get cancelled or what we're going to do or anything else, just that little family core thing. And I found myself saying, I'm dancing in the kitchen a lot. That's how I'm getting through lockdown. I'm dancing in the kitchen. And that's where the song came from. And it's a really fun track. I think I felt again like we had this big plan to release it. It should have been released on the Friday just before the awards in the middle of festival.
Of course.
So it felt kind of like this weird thing that we're back in restrictions and back in not allowed to dance in public.
It was kind of the right time to release it, really, because that's what I'm still doing. Yeah,
and I don't know if I've cursed myself or everyone else who's loved, so I'm sorry if that's on me.
It might be your fault.
Yeah.
There's so many people that have popped into the room that I haven't stopped and said hello to. Kaz, what did she write? Exclusive on that. She told Luke and Ash that the album on Australia Day that you guys
I remember you saying that at the gig at the service club down in the dungeon. I remember passionately saying that to us, and we listened. You
did it. She said that she's going to see you in April.
Yay! That would be our new dates in festival, which is fantastic. I've seen so many people saying too that they're still able to come in Tamworth in April.
I remember when I was sort of thinking, and it's probably a good thing that it is a bit condensed, because I was thinking everyone's booked their holidays and a lot of workplaces won't let you cancel them or come back. And I thought, I wonder how that's going to impact people getting to Tamworth, because 2 weeks of your holidays is actually quite a chunk. And I thought, are people going to have the time? And then it was condensed, and I thought, that's good. It's sad, but it's good in some ways because it makes it more doable for some people. And so I was, but it seems that people are really trying to get there, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I think it's going to have that reality to it that some people won't be able to, and maybe they've planned for other festivals as well from the later part of the year. And I totally understand that, and I think that's again what you feel for our fans as well, to also be missing out on experiences that they love, and it's part of what makes them feel great again, and it's their outlet. For me,
is their outlet, absolutely. And because they're so loyal to everyone, it's so hard to go, well, I have to choose. I've got enough holidays to do this, and then I'm going to that one, and now I don't have enough, or I can't afford to get to them all because it's been cancelled. So it's hard for them to actually go, well, who do I support, because they want to be there. But it's like when you release a song and you see all the pre-saves and you're like, oh yeah, I'll pre-save that, that'll help them, and then you're like, then you've got 4 or 5 or 6 other ones doing the same day, and like, I'll pre-save that. And then I thought, well, now they're all sitting even, so I've helped no one.
I think in that sense of what you're saying, it's like that thing where you take people go, oh, how did you choose a release day where there was no one else on, or how did you? It's luck of the draw, but it's so amazing. I look at that as such a positive. It's not great on our bank balances, obviously, but it's so good to see that there's so much Australian country music out and being released. And if you get on Facebook, it is hard to stay up to date with everyone.
I have so many people message me that aren't music related. Could you see this on Facebook? No.
Yeah, no.
Because I scrolled 10 times and my finger was getting tired, and I read everything I scrolled past. I had to stop somewhere.
and that's the thing. There's so much out there now, and there's so many different platforms that you can be on as well. And which is, it's a blessing and it's a curse in the sense of how you keep up with things. Like, but you just got to. My biggest thing is for people at the minute, I think it's so important to still support our young aspiring artists. The ones that the artists that were meant to be an academy, the ones that are releasing songs for the first time and taking a plunge into the unknown. I really feel for that band of artists as well. Like, I feel for everyone in our industry, but that's a really difficult situation to be in. And it was really sad as well to see that the academy had to postpone their January course as well, because that's the next. That's what keeps this whole momentum flowing. It
does. It's the next generations coming through, and you're absolutely right. And even from a, not just from hard to get out and hard to build a fan base, but also that's, to them, that's the normal. And then if things change when we come out of this, they've got to learn all that again. So the next single will be like a brand new single, first time doing it as well, because things have changed again. So you guys sort of adapted, but you've had the nerves and all of that taken out of your first releases and building that fan base. So it's
obviously, like any artist wants to continue growing their fan base, but for an artist who hasn't yet established themselves, like they might have been playing all the cover gigs and done their little solo acoustic original sets, and they wanted to branch out with their this is my stamp and this is me. I think they're ones that we've really got to wrap our arms around as well, to keep this industry thriving, because it's great. And that's, as I said, when you get on release day and you look at all the releases, it excites me from every angle.
I know, I agree. I always call it it's often Fridays, a lot of releases. New Music Friday is fantastic.
Yes, and so I think it's great. And I think if our next generation of artists that are coming up can see that as well, that don't look at all the releases happening as an unnerving thing where you're going to find your place. It means that the tide is rising for everybody.
Exactly. That's true. Yeah, very, very true.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's exciting. And I just think, we can't wait to be back in festival modes where you've got that ability to see country music and the massive amount of umbrella now that covers. Like, it's a big genre.
It's huge. It's such a good genre because of that. And so many people could do so much, and it's still in this family. It's so good.
Yeah.
And it helps you guys because you can do what you want. You don't have to go, well, that doesn't sound right. That sounds like my kind of country. And that's you imprint so much
and
more.
that's how I've always I feel like I probably lost a little bit of that along, early on when you're trying to find your feet and you find your way. And I grew up, obviously it's no hidden fact that I grew up in a very musical family, and that's always been very supportive. It was myself who put the pressure on, the whole system of that. It was like, oh, you've got to really prove yourself. That was in my own head.
Yeah, you're your worst enemy.
Yeah, absolutely. You always are. So I think, especially I feel like with Lighthouse was our turning point where I went, like, just create what really makes you feel good. And that's why I'm so excited with what we've been releasing and working on, because we've just been able to go into our little studio and escape into that creative zone and play music and record music that we feel really great about. And we hope that it will translate to someone out there.
Yeah. Exactly right, absolutely, and that's what it comes down to. Emily said that she'll see you in April front row, so you want to heading to Tamworth too, Emily? That is fantastic. I'm hearing really so many good stories of people coming to Tamworth. Brendan's popped in and he said, "Great new single, congratulations!"
Oh, thank you, Brendan. They're beautiful people.
I would not be here doing Country Kickback if it wasn't for those two. They're amazing.
So supportive. That's keeping up with Facebook. There's so many things that get on release days, and I think that's the power of the people where they share it to everybody. It's like, thank you.
You send a little link. You just send a little link to somebody. You think, oh yeah, they'll like this song. Please pre-save this, and they're like, who is it? I've just sent them this random link, and they're like, just click on it. It'll be fine. Just click it.
No, it's great. But no, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad they like the new song. That's good.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful. It's fun. It's actually very you. It's really, I like it. It's lots of fun.
We did a local interview for our local news station the other day, right? They rang up Beck, and Beck passed it on, etc. And Beck's like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm heading into town if they want to, shoot, at the park or at the conservatorium, I'll be there. And Beck's like, no. They want you in your kitchen. And I was like, of course.
Of course they do. That's exactly what
Of course they do, because I wrote a song called Dancing in the Kitchen. And where else would we film?
Exactly. Did you have this panic moment go, whose kitchen can I borrow?
Well, I did, because I was like, I have a 3-year-old.
You should have designed it. You should have made it a real mess deliberately. Like, this is, made the joke, really threw everything around.
Chaoticness. Well, Good and Bad Days was written because we have good and bad days. And this day, I even said to Beck, I'm like, well, you better give me an hour or two so I can get home and make sure our kitchen looks spick clean. And my poor hubby Kiwi's like, our kitchen? Really? Like, our kitchen? I was like, yes, our kitchen.
Where else are you going to do it?
But it makes sense. I think it's really fun. Everyone's got a kitchen.
So next time you write this music, the next lot of music, it's all coming to you, but dancing in someone else's kitchen. That would have worked much better. So, all the singles coming up, just change them a little bit and keep them at the top of the page so that I can use it. It's fine.
That's funny. Anyone out there that wants me in your kitchen?
Yeah. Who's got a kitchen I can borrow right now? Yeah. With a list of requirements when I get there, a hot meal.
Yeah. As for the cooking, leave that to you. I can dance. I can have a good time. I'll dance,
you cook. There's your next single right there. Just keep rolling with these.
So good.
I couldn't see what Kaz wrote. She said, Good and Bad Days t-shirt's the best. She has 2.
Oh.
I remember watching the Good and Bad Days, and I think that might have been the last time I had you on the show was when you released the video and Good and Bad Days, because that seems like forever ago. But I remember watching that film clip and thinking, God, I wish I was there when you were doing that. That looks so fun. So fun. I'm just really glad I don't have to wash those clothes.
Well, surprisingly, surprise, surprise, I actually gave that shirt to my mum to wash. I was like, if I want to save this shirt after it's had coffee, cans of Coke, champagne, mum.
A white shirt.
Yeah, white, of course, because white was more, dramatic.
Yes, yeah. Mum,
that was a really fun clip, and we obviously we want to do a clip for Dancing in the Kitchen as well. We had planned that we'd film that with the festival, but that again we've just kind of now gone, oh, what do we do, because we've got the record coming out, another single, and blah blah blah.
Yes.
But that clip was a lot of fun, and I found out with that clip that there was a lot of people who were happy to throw things at me. Actually, Kylie White, who's just popped up on my comments here, she's a beautiful friend, one of my best mates, Kylie, and I've worked with Kylie a lot as well with hairdressing. She was my on shoot girl, making sure the hair was right, making sure I looked as disheveled as possible. She's here going like, here, tease this up, make this, let's rip this part.
She volunteered so much. I've just had a message. Kayleen said that we've missed one of her comments. I'm trying to go back through. Can you post it again, Kayleen? I'm really sorry because it goes so quick sometimes. I'm like, I've missed some. Here she is. Here we go. She said she did Dancing in the Kitchen on Saturday morning with Barbara Morrison show. Because your song Dancing in the Kitchen's been getting so many plays on radio. I've heard it quite a lot. It's great.
Yeah, it's been fabulous. We've just hit number 1 as well on the country radio charts, which is really
sorry, that wasn't
exciting.
It was Kayleen's that we'd missed, and it was Kaz's comment that just came through. But I've missed Kaz. Kaylin, can you post it again so that I can see it? Thank you. Sorry, I feel bad. I had to go through it. But it doesn't always. Do you find with Facebook you get comments, and then sometimes you can see them all, and other times you can't?
Yes, I have found that lately. Yes,
and I can't get into it to see what the comment was to write it or like it.
And I don't know if it's an update or what it is, but once again they changed something that wasn't actually really broken.
Now we can't do it. Yeah, I'm like, so I did that last night. I'm trying to go through and and read the comments. I can't see them. Where have they gone? What's gone wrong here? I'm probably vintage.
I'm not good with technology. No. I go on. Someone said to me, "You'd be great on TikTok," and I'm like, "How do you even? I don't even know how you're meant to change."
I am so lucky. Scott and Tanya are doing my TikTok. I have no clue, none. and I'm silly enough as it is without something like that. My days are dangerous now. I don't need something to make me to try and challenge.
It's like, someone's like, "Well, you can save things in there, and you can add this, and you can do this," and I'm like, "What? Like, really? Can I just go live for a little bit, or
Harriet? Just let her run it for you."
Yeah, that'd be that's always been what's worked the best on TikTok is videos of Harriet doing weird dancing. And
just give her the phone. She'll be fine. She'll know better than you. And
she's got the Q factor.
Kaylee, we've got your comment just come through. Thank you so much for reposting it. She said, "I'm also in the front row in Tamworth and I'm on the pedal." So, you're going to the Adelaide. It was Adelaide.
Yes, Kaylee. It would be so lovely to see Kayleen on both of those things. But yeah, we're off on the Cruising the Murray, the 18th of February. We get to Adelaide, which is fantastic. And I'm on board with obviously a bunch of beautiful people who've all booked and want to join us. And other artists are Darren Coggan, Felicity Urquhart, and Pete Dennehy. So it's going to be a hard one to say that I'm a week away working.
Yes, there's no work there. That's all fun. And cruising down a river, it's going to be terrible.
A beautiful part of to cruise the Murray in that, and I've looked at the itinerary and it's so exciting to see. And that's the great thing. There's so much music to have on this trip, but we are really experiencing I guess the experience of taking in the beautiful nature, and we're stopping on, historical walks, and
Yeah.
it's going to be lovely. I'm taking Mum with me because we
Maybe.
thought
No, she might not.
yeah. Well, but we thought about taking the family, and we looked at and we're like, you know what? No, it's not probably the right experience for that. And so me and Mum are going to go, and Mum and I are heading down for that, which will be lovely to also have that experience with my mum and with everyone else that have booked.
Lovely.
So it's exciting. I'll play new songs because that's been the hard thing. I've written all these new songs, and obviously we've got the next record locked, and a lot of those songs I didn't get to play to people.
Oh, really? So you haven't played them live at all yet? No,
well, not a lot. If I've played them live, I've played them in like a little snippet, or 1 or 2 gigs. Whereas normally before I go in and make a record, I road test the songs. Like I like to play them, and then I turn around to the band and I'm like, oh, that was a good one.
They like it.
Yep. And it's also
we're not doing that again.
yeah. Scrap. I should have listened. Sorry. But and also too, it was a really good thing for us as a band, because I record with the band that I play with live, which is my family, and then we bring in other people as we do. But it gives us a real good experience to be able to play the song and feel, and then know too, like, oh, well, that felt really good, but let's try a bit faster at the next gig, or let's change that feel from, train shuffle to let's go straight. So it gives us this real chance to fine tune things before we head into the studio. Whereas with this next record, there's so many songs on there that I just had to really believe in.
Yes.
And it's going to be the same, I think, for the next one as well, because there's songs from the Song Club which only a little community have heard, and that's it. So it's exciting to go.
It's exciting. Is it
new music?
Yeah, it's exciting, but it's nerve-wracking. It'll be interesting to see the difference for you after it comes out. I know people are going to love it anyway, but it'll be it'll be interesting to see how it feels for you after that comes out, and how you feel about it playing it. It'll be that whole, I don't know what people are going to do now. So
it's exciting. It is. I feel it's made us. Well, it's definitely, as you said, it definitely has an element of, nerve wrackingness, or like, because you do normally know vibes of most of your songs.
Yeah.
You go, well, that one's got to make the record because it's a favorite, or this one's got to. Whereas this time it's been, go and play them to Dad and sit down, and we've created it. And even with the band, we've had to record differently. Like Adam McCann, my drummer, he's based in Newcastle, and he also had restrictions put in with his other job as well. That meant he couldn't travel. So like all the singles, Dancing in the Kitchen, Good and Bad Days, couldn't keep up. Normally we would track together, whereas we've had to track in separate locations and pull it all together and go, oh, cool, okay, great.
we did good.
We actually did all right. We don't need to see each other.
It's a perfect relationship right here.
So it's just been a really different experience, and I think Dancing in the Kitchen is the 4th single, and it's been really reassuring that people have liked this stuff. Because we've just been in our own bubble going, we love it.
We love it, We're not getting out. We're all a bit crazier than normal, and we still love it. Well, I know we've been talking for 40 minutes. I'm so sorry that I've kept you for so long. It just flies. So I know Dancing in the Kitchen's out now. You said you've got plenty of music coming. Do you have a time frame for the next single? Do we know when to look out for that? Not yet.
Well, we're just sort of talking at the minute. I'd say it might happen around Tamworth. It's new dates.
Not far.
As well. It's not far. And then the full record to follow mid-year. It's going to be a massive mid-year for our family, with which is, again, that's just how we like to roll. We like to keep things busy. So I'd say keep your eyes peeled for the full record from about June onwards, July onwards. I'll just give that teaser.
this is how you get the material for your songs. You just make yourself crazier and crazier, and that's how the ideas just keep coming. I'm tired thinking about it.
Yeah, well, I feel like I've prepared myself, because when we welcome Bub number 2, also sort of mid-year, it's kind of like, well, at least I'm prepared. I've got all these songs now. If Newborn World is crazy, which it probably is going to be with the toddler as well, or an active Harriet more so, I've got my plan now. I've planned ahead.
You're so organized. I hope the screen didn't just change for you then, but my mouse just went stupid and it was going right across your face. Just continuous. I don't know what else saw that. I'm like, what do I do? Because I can't stop it. It just did on its own.
Nothing changed.
So you're busy here. We have to keep following you on your socials if you can get down to Adelaide or Sydney in the next couple of weeks. Are there still tickets available?
For Sydney's show, which is this Saturday, the tickets, there's only a handful, which we are assuming will sell out tonight, I reckon. So get on if you can get Sydney. Adelaide's trip is, unfortunately, it's booked. We're locked and loaded, which is great, but we're about to announce some more shows as well. And then obviously Tamworth Festival, we're playing my Heart of Home show still in the beautiful Tamworth Town Hall. It's just now the Saturday night, the 23rd of April, which is after our Golden Guitar Awards. So, we'll either be really celebrating or just celebrating anyway.
You're going to be exhausted too. Wow.
Let's not think about that.
Tamworth is the most exhausting, amazing time of the year, but it's going to be just on steroids because everybody's packing so much in. I've heard so many shows that people are announcing, and it's sounding fantastic.
I think it's as you said, it's been condensed. So from a 10-day schedule to sort of like a 7 to 8 day schedule is going to be hectic, which is great. And the awards happening on the Wednesday night, I think will be, it's different, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be great.
It's be great change. And, they'll have the last year's photos from the Golden Guitars and the next year's photos. So we'll have a year where everybody's rugged up and big.
Except for me, because I'll be hormonal and very pregnant. I'll be like, it's hot. It is so hot.
My legs. That'll be you waddling down the red carpet. Here she comes.
I'll be doing the long way round dance and be like, wait, back, 2, 3. Oh. It's actually my birthday. The awards night is actually my birthday.
See.
Yeah, so it's great. That week for us normally is a week of celebration because the 18th of April is obviously when it starts, but it's my wedding anniversary. The 20th is my birthday, which is now the Golden Guitar Awards, and then we have our show. So it's going to be really fun.
That's all done deliberately, isn't it? You've got married at that time because it's always when Tamworth isn't around. You've planned around it, and Tamworth has gone, no, you know what? Done this. We're going to take it and throw this little thing. Oh, did we freeze? Did you get?
You got me? Hello.
Got you. Thank you so much for your time. We're back tomorrow night, I think. No, what's tomorrow? I don't even know what day it is. No, we're back tomorrow night. We're back.
I don't know if you can still hear me. Can you still hear me? Because I can't hear you. So this is really interesting.
I can still hear you. It's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you again Monday. I've got 2 shows Monday, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and we've got one every day next week.
Well, I literally cannot. So I'm going off my stream here, which is behind. So I'm really sorry. I don't know what's gone on.
That's all right. We will see you all on Monday, but keep watching because we've got a few surprise things coming up in the next few weeks. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.